like, oh man, is it the same old Lions that are coming back?
We've made it, Lions fans.
So these are the times you dream of as a kid, and you grow up, hoping to be in these final games.
To our first NFC title game since 1991.
The city's been down, and it found a way to get up.
The road to get here, well, it wasn't all cupcakes and rainbows.
For Jim Caldwell, this is for his job.
It was more like paper bags and cardboard signs that read, "Same old Lions." But now, we're witnessing the brand new Lions.
Then they just keep, proving time and time again every game that they're just, that they're the real deal this year.
But why was that gap so long? How in the world did it take Detroit 32 years to get back in this position? We start with longtime Lions coach Wayne Fontes, the Lions' winningest coach. He was with the squad from 88 to 96, aka he was the guy at the helm when the Lions were steamrolled by Washington in their last NFC Championship appearance. And after that, the Lions were never defined postseason stability again. Then there were short stints with multiple head coaches. In 2001, we'd kick off the 8-year tenure of Lions president and CEO Matt Millen, leading us all the way up to head coach Rod Marinelli in 2008. Together, they'd gift Detroit with the ultimate stinker, an 0-16 season. Both of their tenures would come to a close, and the Matt Millen era would go down as the worst 8-year record in the history of the modern NFL. After years of suffering, the 2009 NFL Draft rolls around. Matt Millen is gone, and Detroit has the #1 overall draft pick. We pick up Detroit's QB1 of 12 years, Matthew Stafford, out of the University of Georgia. Suddenly, Detroit fans have hope again. This is our turning point. But as the story goes, in those 12 years, we would reach a wild card game just 3 times and kiss 3 more coaches goodbye. It was after the 2020 season we would part ways with head coach Matt Patricia and trade Matthew Stafford to the LA Rams for our current quarterback, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, quarterback, California.
Another quarterback that was taken first overall, this time out of Cal, with the same intent, to win his team a Super Bowl. But he wasn't that guy for the Rams either. So Detroit and LA made an exchange with extra draft picks in the mix for Detroit, which brings us up to the present day. Those draft picks turned into Detroit favorites like Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Jameson Williams. With a new Ford in charge, the sell-the-team chants have dissipated. There are no more paper bag masks in the stands, and everyone knows this is not the same old Lions. Detroit now has an owner who refuses to do things the way her relatives had in the past. Sheila Hamp.
We've got the right people in place to pull this off.
The one behind the hiring of general manager Brad Holmes and head coach Dan Campbell.
We're going to bite a kneecap off, all right, and we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down.
It was her vision that got us where we are today. The brand new Lions embody the energy of the city. They're gritty. As head coach Dan Campbell said in his opening press conference, we're going to kick you in the teeth. And when you punch them back, they're going to smile at you. You're going to get up, and on the way up, they're going to bite a kneecap off. And at the end of the day, they're going to be the last one standing. Welcome to Ford Field, everybody. As you've just heard, this day has been long awaited for Lions fans. Since 1991, the season of 1991, the Lions have not been in this position. They're in San Francisco tonight, taking on the 49ers in the NFC Championship. Now, next to me are some fans that have been waiting for this moment for a long time. We've got Rob, the Lions Fan of the Year, and we'll get into what that means in a second. And then we've got Kyle over here, who has a cool story of his own. But, Rob, I'm going to start with you. And James, we can't forget about James over here. He says he's not talking, but we'll see. Rob, explain to me what being the fan of the year is. So you're a part of the Pro Football Ultimate Fan Association. Did I get that right?
Yes, yeah, that's correct, Kennedy. I was inducted in 2016 into the PFUFA. It was a great honor, and being fan of the year, I am absolutely humbled and honored to be there. But tonight, it's not about me. It's about us. It's about this city, and we're so excited. We're so excited. Yeah, we're so excited.
Oh, I'm so glad that you are in this position. Can we see the back of your jacket? Because it's pretty sweet. There it is. Fan of the Year 23. Doesn't get much better than that.
No.
It'd be cooler if it was 12, though.
12?
But this game tonight, it doesn't get any better than this. We have not been here. The Detroit Lions, we're 60 minutes away from going where we've never been before, Kennedy.
Exactly.
And that's what's exciting.
And you have tickets to this year's Super Bowl. The Fan of the Year gets tickets to the Super Bowl, so you are going. What would it mean to you if the Lions were there?
I can't even describe it. I don't even know. We've never been there. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know we're going. We're going. Can I give a message to San Francisco?
Please.
Hey, San Francisco. Hey, we love y'all, and good luck at the Bay, but it's not going to happen tonight. It's not going to happen tonight because we've worked too hard for this, and it's been so long for us. And Baltimore and KC, I don't know who's winning that game, but a little shout out to you too. It don't matter. Y'all going down because it's Detroit versus everybody, baby, and we're going to win it all tonight.
Detroit versus everybody.
We're going to win it all.
Well,
in Vegas, baby.
Exactly. We'll take home some sort of championship tonight. So there you go.
We are.
He's getting 2 tickets.
He's getting 2. Who are you taking? This one?
I can't take him because he's not 21.
You're taking a Browns fan to the Super Bowl.
My sister.
Oh, okay. That makes it a little bit better. So
Family.
explain to me, if your sister's a Browns fan, you're a Lions fan, how did you get in this position loving Detroit?
Oh, I've always been a Lions fan. I was born a Lions fan. So, I mean, there's nothing else for me. That's all there is Lions. I eat, live, and breathe Detroit Lions.
Love it.
Yeah.
So tell me tonight, do you have a score prediction? Do you care what the score is?
34-31 Lions, baby! Lions! I think it's going to be close. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but there's nothing stopping us. This is our destiny. This is our year. This is the year of the Lion, baby, and we're going to win it all.
We're too gritty to not, right?
It's all grit. It's all grit.
All grit all the time. All right, we're going to go over here to Kyle. Kyle has a pretty cool story. Can you hear it? Are we excited tonight? The Jared Goff chants tonight have been insane, by the way. But let's get... Yeah! There's the JG. JG, we love you. All right, Kyle, you have a really cool story when it comes to your fandom with the Lions. Tell me where it started.
Well, it started when I was born in Guam, and my dad used to pull me out of the crib at 2 months old, 2 in the morning, over there in Southeast Asia to watch every single Lions game. And there's so many points in my life where I'm traveling, be it to Oklahoma, Indiana, Mississippi, Alaska, where in all the moving, the Lions are all I've got. I get to watch them, and so I knew when I joined the military, I would find ways to watch them, being in Japan, waking up 2 in the morning to watch them on my deployments, and then coming home, and the minute that I got out of the military, I knew I wanted to come back here so I could be a season ticket holder and live for the moments like this. This has been everything. I get to bring my son. I get to bring the closest people in the world to me. I got to bring my dad to a playoff game, my mom. It's just been the absolute ride of it's been the Disneyland I always wanted it to be. It's been everything to me.
Awesome. And when did you become a season ticket holder?
This is year 2. I was lucky enough to do that last year. Yes. I was very lucky to get in last year before this year, and I'll have them for the rest of my life, no matter what I got to do.
Okay, so walk me through last year. We have a really slow start last year, and then we pick it up in the last half, and we end with a pretty decent season, and then we get into this one. We immediately beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Walk me through these last 2 years, because it's been a wild ride.
You know, when you've sat there through 0-16 and you've seen all the downs and the lows, and you finally got to see it, even though they weren't winning and they started out 1-6 and they're not winning games, you can kind of see them. You can see them getting closer and knocking on the door. And just like Dan Campbell said, this year they finally kicked it in. They announced to the world they're here, and I think this team is built to succeed for many, many years to come.
Do you have a favorite player, anyone that speaks to you on this team?
Ooh, my favorite player in this iteration? There's so many. They've got guys everywhere. It's probably between Jared Goff or probably Sam Laporta. One of those two guys. It's so tough to pick. They're just such a likable bunch of players right now.
I always say that they're so likable. They're so gritty. They work hard. We know every game our offense is going to be killing it. That being said, how many points do you think the Lions are putting up tonight?
I think that's going to be a 28-24 kind of game. San Fran is susceptible to the run. I think Montgomery and Gibbs kind of shorten the game up a little bit, and I think that kind of plays in the Lions' favor.
You seem like you know ball pretty well. What do the Lions have to do to win this one?
You got to get to Purdy. If you don't get to Purdy, San Fran's going to kill you with Debo and CMC. That's just the way that goes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much. Rob, Kyle, you guys are awesome. You guys hear the fans here. They're awesome as well. JG, we love you. When we come back, we'll hear from a Youper of our own who is actually in San Francisco right now. That's when we come back. Stay with us.
Go.
Live outside Ford Field, but now we're going to hear about someone that's over in San Francisco. She's a Youper, Megan Stefanski. You might know her. The Lions actually helped throw our Lions fans that are in San Fran a party last night. Take a look. Megan Stefanski spent years making the 5-hour trek from the UP down to Ford Field with her father, Donnie, also known as Youperman. Donnie hadn't missed the Lions' home game since he got season tickets for Father's Day in 1994. He passed in 2019. Since then, Megan has taken over attending each home game and away game, which means currently she's in San Francisco.
A blue wave. There's so much blue here, it's insane.
Like her father, Megan is a part of Pro Football's Ultimate Fan Association.
I'm actually attending a tailgate by one of our members today. We're going to take over the tailgate. It's a Niner tailgate, and it's going to end up being all blue.
And to celebrate their most dedicated fans, the Lions threw a get-together last night for those that made the trip out west.
Capacity 10 minutes after the event started. They actually just start turning people away. They had about 350 fans because that was their capacity, and then still some were sneaking in the side doors.
But now she's ready for game time.
Confident.
We are confident.
It's happening.
As always, Megan is thinking of Donnie as he never witnessed the Lions getting to this point, an NFC championship as a season ticket holder.
I do have my pin, though.
She also has the rest of her family with her, the Pride. We've been polling who our viewers think is this season's Lions MVP. Make sure you go ahead and cast your vote and get your voice heard. When we come back from break, we'll hear from one of my favorite Lions, running back Joique Bell. Well, now we've heard from our super fans, but I thought it would be helpful to hear from someone that knows the inner workings of this team. So I sat down with former Detroit Lions running back Joique Bell, and he kind of tells us how this all came full circle.
Detroit versus everybody.
Running back Joique Bell was born and raised in Benton Harbor, played at Wayne State University, and started with the Lions organization as a security guard during his college years before eventually being rostered in the 2011 season.
And it was just full circle.
They were on the team with ones that are regarded as the best to ever step foot in Detroit. You played with Matthew Stafford, you played with Calvin Johnson. Talk to me about those days, and then the ability to not quite get over the hump where people thought you maybe should have been as a team.
It's about timing, you know. Well, back then, the NFC North was a very, very competitive league back then. You know, it was hard to get past Aaron Rodgers. And, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, obviously, and so was our quarterback as well at the time. And just one of those teams that we always fought with, especially at that last game of the season. The Packers was just a different team with a healthy Aaron Rodgers out there. But just one of those things where you wish you can get that opportunity back. But, you know, a lot of great things are happening now. And everything's divine timing. So everything is happening when it's supposed to happen.
And good timing seems to be exactly what the Lions had this year. With Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC North and an injured Kirk Cousins, the division was theirs for the taking. But it wasn't just timing that has the Lions where they are now.
We're playing for each other. And in the NFL, I'm not saying that that's hard to come by, but you don't see it often, the way that they're doing it.
And according to Bell, this opportunity is
well overdue.
To get a better understanding of what this current Lions regime has built, I called up Lions beat reporter Matt Broder, who has been in the locker rooms and out at Allen Park witnessing this team's camaraderie all season long. It was a 1-6 start the year before you became a beat reporter for the Lions. The Lions had that midseason turnaround. They won 8 of their 10 games. The Lions finished the season 9-8. Then there's a draft where everyone's a little bit skeptical. We're taking running backs too high. Everyone's got opinions. Then you get to training camp with this team. And what did you notice about this year's squad right away?
It didn't seem like a squad that was built or reinvigorated with rookies with that draft class that you were talking about. It felt like everyone was a veteran. It felt like all these young guys, and they were rookies. They were making mistakes and had things to develop, but they came from Alabama, from Iowa, from some of these schools where they played as seniors and they were developed. This is a Dan Campbell word, they were gritty players in college, and that helped acclimate them as soon as they got to training camp with the Lions.
This team's confidence, their first win of the year over the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. Where have you seen them spring from there?
You know, I think that game really made themselves believe in themselves even more. That was the first major test. It was the first game of the season on national TV on Thursday Night Football against the Super Bowl champions of last year, Patrick Mahomes. And they showed up and played like they belong. You know, it's just been going up and up and up. This team has just continued to improve, continued to gain confidence. And, man, we're in that NFC Championship right now. The Lions are on the brink of doing something special.
Helping lead them to this point is, of course, QB1 Jared Goff.
He leads with his calmness and his steadiness and that sort of consistently steady demeanor. That's what people feed off of. And I know his play doesn't necessarily, you know, blow people away visually. He's not the sexy quarterback, the Patrick Mahomes type quarterback, but he gets the job done. Like, he is accurate. He's confident. He's clutch. The players love playing for him.
I'll just say it like this. Right? Hey, you're good enough for Detroit, Jay.
The team and city has officially rallied around their quarterback, giving this squad a newfound swagger.
You know, we talk about Jared Goff and his leadership, Dan Campbell and his leadership. This team really isn't scared of anybody. This team isn't going to be bullied by San Francisco, which is a very physical team and relies on bullying the opponent. They're going in there as if they can win it. They're ready.
And as always, it's
Detroit versus everybody.
When we come back, we'll preview tonight's game between the Lions and the Niners live from Ford Field, as we're now just over a half an hour away from kickoff. Welcome back. We're outside Ford Field where the Lions are hosting their watch party tonight for the Lions matchup between them and the 49ers for the NFC Championship. The first one since 91. The people are excited. Can you hear me? It's filling up in there. People have been flowing in all night long. Here it is. I haven't heard that a million times, I swear. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this matchup here tonight, though, before my ears stop working. The Niners, the home team on the night, they're a 7.5-point favorite going into this one. San Francisco was in this position last year. QB Brock Purdy got injured during this game last year, so I expect him to really come into this one hungry. They'll look to avenge. Speaking of injuries, Niners star receiver Deebo Samuel will be suiting up in tonight's game after going out in last week's divisional round against the Green Bay Packers. He went out with a shoulder injury, so also expect him to come into this one hungry. Yeah! Now let's take a live from Ford Field before they take on the Niners in their first NFC Championship game since 1991, the 1991 season. Everyone here is really pumped up. You could hear it all night long. Make sure you stick around tonight for the 11 on our CBS channel, where I'll have a live reaction to what happens here tonight. For the last time tonight, live from Ford Field, I'm Kennedy Broadwell, 9 and 10 Sports.